Well, I don't know what happened there. Looks like OBS left my mic on mute. That's annoying. Sorry, folks. I was explaining what I was doing, of course, and just one thing did not work on the switchover. Anyway, welcome in. My name is Joel Duggan. If you're watching this later on YouTube, on the Joel Duggan VOZ channel. If you are hanging out here from earlier today, we were playing some Minecraft, and now we switched over to Satisfactory, and we are going to finish the aluminum production floor. We're making casings. They're going to be exiting out of these cooled belts, but we need to keep the ingots flowing while we do this, and I need this space, this little green and gray section right there. Don't know what's happening with that render. Maybe if I put something there and delete it again, it'll go away. Darn it. Okay. Anyway, we've got to move this too. So how am I going to do that? That's going to that one. Maybe I can just send it all upstairs briefly. That would be easy, wouldn't it? That get us above everything? No, we'll go up one more. Alright, this will be a decent solution for this. Actually, let's do lifts there. So I'll do this first. I think that'll work. Bits and subs, yes, thank you. I would have thanked those people when I was off mic. MindTripMedia, 100 bits to kick off the stream. Thank you ever so much, as always. I really, truly appreciate you being here. And lo, the gift subscription from Cosmic Dancer has entered the 4th month out of 6. And that's 5 months in a row that Lo's been subbed. So thank you ever so much. Joel, the ASMR edition. I didn't know what that meant, but now that I know that my mic wasn't working and all you were doing was listening to sounds from the game, that makes sense. Although, how's the game volume? Do you find that the game is loud enough? Is it working for you? We're just going to send these up here. Really? That's not going to work? That's annoying. Why are you doing that? Oh, I'm out of... low on material. That is dumb. I really wish belts would make tighter turns. I feel like they don't do that very well. And then we'll just delete that and then run that into there. Of course that doesn't fit. That would be too easy. What a mess. All just to free up some space. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to restart the game, I think. Get rid of that stuff there. Alright, we're gonna need rods anyway, so might as well go get those. So, what's happening is that, that's the right speed. That's just stuttering for I don't know what reason. Are these lifts the wrong lift? Oh, that's the wrong lift. There we go. Time to plan dinner for tomorrow. Why do I think of spaghetti? I feel called out. I feel called out. Anybody that's new watching this game, that's not how you do it. 100% not the way to do it. We're gonna show you some tidy building here. Don't need that. I find that sometimes only works on the second try. I think we should be good. The game will, of course, let us know if we forgot something. Alright, so now that we have that space, I can put in the other blueprints. So we go to our blueprint designer, grab the pure aluminum smelter. Nope, sorry, this is the aluminum casing. So that has to be rotated this way. Change it to blueprint mode. And we are missing plates. Of course we are. At least hypertubes make this easy. I really want to know what this is going to look like. This game is going to look like when they absolutely finish it and do a 1.0 release. As much as I like it, there are definitely some visual things about it that really are odd. Oh, look! Those artifacts are gone. I'm not sure what changed. Right, so we need 2 more of these. And you can see from the holograms that the inputs are coming in this way. So that's 1 and then 2. So that is all the machines that we need. What we need to figure out is how to get all the inputs in. I also need to run along under here and hook all these up. And that pre-planning made that very, very easy. And we're going to bring one more out even with this. So that we just need to hook up power to those 2 sections there. So, that is an output. That's going down this way. Now we have to hook up the belts that go down this way. So that's an out there. Each one of these machines is putting out 60. That's right. No. Oh, I did that wrong. That needs to be a Mark II. That needs to be a Mark 1. I mean, being a Mark II won't really hurt. They're already built, so I'll change that in the blueprint later. What this needs to be down here, though, is a 4, because it's 60 times 8. It's 48. So we have to use Mark IVs in the middle here. And I'm going to change my build color. So many bright lights under here with all the holograms. I wish there was a way to make that more transparent. It's very bright. I wonder if there is. Is there like a hologram options, gameplay, user interface, hologram color. Heads up scaling. Yeah, there's no transparency. Maybe I could try something a little bit dimmer. I don't know if that's going to work. Nope, they're still white. So that doesn't change the outlines. Probably just the hologram itself. I wish they gave us some alpha channel control. That would be nice. Alright, so that is the end of these. And we could... I don't know if a lift is going to be... No, it dips down into the floor. I did not think about that. I did not think about that. I guess we could put the lift on the floor. And just have it come down. Or we could build something. How do I want to do this? We could have some sort of like concealed way to do it. I don't know if I can get from here up top. If I went to there... So that works, but then how do I get the other way, right? I think maybe hiding a lift is going to be the better way to do it. I'm doing well, Lo. Thanks very much. Yeah. If I get a wall... That looks pretty cool. And then maybe grab some concrete walls. And then potentially hide the lifts inside. As long as I can connect this. I can't do it. Be back farther. Looks funny in here, but if we hide it, it won't look so weird. And that's not going to be tall enough to hide anything. Doesn't really go with the look of everything, does it? What if we did concrete half foundation? Oh, that covers that up. That doesn't look right. We could back that up though. I really wish we had half ramps. That would be nice. That doesn't make any sense here, though. Maybe we get rid of that altogether? Maybe I'm getting too complicated here. Oh, but then you see that the concrete goes through the hole. So the wall was good in concealing that. And maybe... Right, that's not a full length, but maybe we don't have half floors. Well, we have half foundations. I could run the other way. 1 meter. Then we got that weird glitch thing. I don't know. It's not really hitting the vibe that I want. I mean, the good news is down the bottom, this is going to be floor, right? So, oops. This is actually going to be built like that. And we may have to adjust that out here. So it's really just this one little space that we have to worry about. And a wall could fit there. Or we just do a couple of beams. And maybe change the color on those. And then maybe we'll make this into coated concrete. That's not terrible, you know. I don't know about the top part. Maybe it would be better to use the platforms. Just looks a little weird without some sort of finish to it, you know, like it doesn't look like it has a proper top. I like the look of it kind of coming out of nowhere. So that's hiding that. This is okay. Could I... It's definitely a start. Yeah, like we're getting there. I don't know about the top part. I like having that angle. It felt like a little bit much. So maybe that angle just has to be lower, which is going to be tricky to do, not impossible. That's not going to work. Weirdly, these give us like half vertical moments, which is nice. That looks like it's a half foundation. I totally forgot it can rain in this game. Does that cover just? But then that's too... Is that too tall? Oh, it doesn't cover that. Nuts. I need to put the wall back, because I do like that. That's too high. It was easier before. Now, I'm not sure where it was clicking to before. Oh, that, maybe. The walkway underneath, that's probably what it was clicking to. There we go. Oh, God. Why do I have to click it twice? I don't understand. It's on zoop mode. I wish they would give you a better indication visually when you're in like one build mode versus the other. I think that would be good. There's been some problems with the rain in the game. Oh, has there? I've been keeping track. So we'll go with this for now, just so I'm not here all day. That's unfortunate. Yeah. That's not as good as I wanted it to be. What if we went the other way? Oh, I can't nudge vertically. Right. And then I think an angle is not going to cut it. No. All right. I'll have to worry about this later. But it is hooked up. The belts, well, I guess I got to double check down here. Ah, they are not. Now the output is hooked up. So what has to happen with the input is there are 9 belts here, and this doesn't need 9. It needs a small combination of those. We've got, this is actually, this can be changed from 9 to 6 if I wanted it to be, which I might do. But just to kind of see what's on 9, 16, 20 divided by 9 should be 180. But that's just one belt, right? So that's, this is then 8 belts. Getting 8 belts down into 2 lanes is not impossible, because it's a nice even number. And I've got to figure out what the rows are producing. So if I did this, but divided it by 6, it's 270. So either way, it's a Mark III belt. And then I divided it by 4. It's 405. And this divided by 3, 2, 3. Yeah. So that would be 3 belts, 4 Mark IVs, 3 Mark V. This is 6 Mark III. We go that route, and this is 9 Mark IIs, which is what we currently have. And we need 1440. So I could do 2 belts. I could do 3 belts is 480. 4 belts is 360. So we can get it down into 2 belts. I just need to get 780 out of that. $720. So 720 on each belt. So that is what needs to happen. We need 720 going in here and 720 going in there to power all of that. Or fuel all of that, I guess I should say. So I think what needs to happen is we need to change this. And how much of is each line putting out? 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 180 out of each of these. So that's the 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So I feel like I've got to condense this down. Even as cool as it is to see something like this, I feel like we need to condense this down somewhere. We do have room here. There is like a subfloor. That's where all these belts are kind of being routed right now. And I was thinking it would be neat to have something like this, right? But in the floor here. So we would, instead of hiding this, we would actually see these belts move around, and we do have some room a little bit. So it would be kind of fun to have that happen. Big Headface subscribed to Tier 1, 4 months. Thanks ever so much. Appreciate the support. And good to see you. But after that kind of move, they'd have to be condensed quickly. Some of them would have to be sent down that way. And we do have this underfloor here, right? We've got, this is all going to be covered up. So I'm trying to like plan the production, but also plan the design. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like this is unnecessary. That is going to be a full foundation. And this would be unnecessary. So we could have these be transparent. Unfortunately, with glass, without the world illumination on, it gets very reflective. That's another thing that I would like to have, is like controlling this glass texture and being this like, could you just make it transparent instead of so reflective? Because when you turn global illumination on, the glass becomes like real glass. It actually works more like real glass. Honestly, it looks more like, well, that's hard. It looks more like this, right? Not that. It looks more like this without the reflections. I could also have my reflections down too low. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Our aluminum production downstairs is obviously still not doing quite as well as it should. So yeah, it might be worth condensing some of these, combining them in other spots. And that's going to be tough to do. So I feel like the 9 are just going to cross here. Although I might... That looks okay. I might end up rotating that somehow. Get a little bit goofy with it. And that will come across under the floor here. We could bring them straight in at that point, right? They could come in here because this is going to be under the floor. And that's where we have to start doing some of this nonsense. And unfortunately, I think I might have to shut some of this down to really keep this flowing, which is too bad. This is going to back everything up. Because then it's going to be hard to troubleshoot when everything's backed up. That's the hard thing. Hey, there's Cosmic Dancer. Welcome back from the lurk. How was Doctor Who? Alright, well, let's just plan that we're bringing everything in along here. Obviously, we would have to take one of these belts, which is the 180. So one of the 9. Yeah. Yeah. One of the 9 actually goes down here, which is going to supply our these guys, the assemblers. And I don't know where we're sending out the sheets. Maybe we'll run the sheets down the backside? That could be cool. So this would actually go the other direction. And then maybe we could have another one of those things. And we could run the belt. Let's see here. These things are really fun to play with. I should do this more often. That fits rather snugly there, doesn't it? And that's overlapping. But we could nudge that farther. If now this is only going to be a single belt. What's the output on these guys? 30 per minute times 6 is just a single belt 180. So it would only be one side. We could also eliminate this thing and have 3 belts coming down the middle. Although I really like that. So not quite there. It's even less overlap, so that's good. So we could have this belt run down the side here. SweetSandi, thank you. I think I'll wait until the sun goes down, but we're almost there. I don't mind that. And we could do it on either side. It wouldn't matter which side we'd send it to. I just thought of something. I wonder if I'm going about that look the wrong way. Oh, that would touch the constructor. Never mind. Oh, look. Getting dark. You're right on time, SweetSandi. I was wrong. Okay, that worked out well. I must have started it in the dark. For folks that are new, I take a break once an hour when I stream. That gives me a chance to refresh the coffee or drink, and gives you a chance to maybe grab a friend and let them know that we're hanging out, chill afternoon streaming. You get to ride the break train. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. You know, sometimes when I'm on a break, I can come up with a solution, but right now, I'm not really sure. We'll have to combine them farther away, the lines for the aluminum. And I think I have to shut the whole thing down. I think I have to shut the whole thing down. To work on it, I mean. Yeah, I think we have to shut the whole thing down to work on it. I don't know what that's going to do other than back up our coal and our bauxite. So we'll have more than enough of that for a while. But it means that my overflow system downstairs is going to take forever to get back up to speed, but I can't really see this being something we can handle until I do that. I'll leave it to the last minute. So we have to do... This needs copper and iron. Or not iron. Copper and aluminum. I'm not going to bother with a blueprint because there's only going to be 3 on each side. And if we had 3 coming up, you have to be careful because the underside of this, we have to be able to bring in 2 belts. And that is... Don't know how to balance that. So that could work. I mean, this is not going to be exactly where the plate goes, but we could do 2 inputs there and there. And then what's the ratio? $10 copper and 30 aluminum. I mean, we could do just combine everything down onto 1 belt. AVG Jonas, hello. If we wanted it to look like this, which would look cool, right? And these would only need to be Mark 1s. I'm still not sure about this thing. I mean, if we wanted to, we could just cover this whole thing up. Have the machines pulling right out of nothing. Looks a little weird. But because they only need 40 per, Yeah, so we could easily put those on one belt and just use smart splitters. Oh, those are going to be too close together, though. I'm not going to be able to run belts between them. Yeah, that, while possible, is a pain. I mean, I only have to do it 3 times, so there is that. There is that. So this would be doing 180 per minute out the back. Oh, the belt can't be there because that's where the floor hole has to be. I mean, we could put it here, I guess. Or we could just run it underneath and not have to worry about it. Red Rum, you heard it, folks? The whole factory shutting down? Yeah. I mean, we've got some space here too to do something cool. We could run everything back up and around, not worry about anything out here, bring the output line here, and then separate it and send it down there. You know, that could look really cool. So imagine we've got this space here. Oh, autosave. Is the problem with design or functionality? The problem is design. The problem is doing this and having it look cool, and just making sure that we're consistent with what we like about this and trying to do it again. And so what I'm thinking about doing here is using... I mean, this is all completely unnecessary. I need to start designing these factories to be like done the first time. I guess I should just move those. Because I keep on putting things together and then not coming back to them. Is that the right? That looks about right. Come on. Right, and then we could take this and do that. And then I keep on forgetting we have these, but we've got corners. And I could maybe manipulate that a little bit. We would just choose, I mean, forget about the way that the pattern looks. We could fix that later. So the idea would be have the output of all of these combined come in here and then split and have half of it go that way and half of it go this way. Or just have all of it go one way. That's fine. That we could do that too. But I like that it comes up right here. So if I remove this here and just change its position, to there. Then that can continue down and then go right out of the building, right? And we could either do the exact same thing on this side or leave this completely blank and just have everything come out one side. So that's entirely possible. We may also decide to instead send it all out this side because generally speaking, I'd rather have these go back on the bus than forward. Gives us more opportunity to pull them if we need them. Yeah, getting things to look right is always harder. There's no calculator for that. That's a good point. That's a good point. So this has to be redone because I need to put these in the middle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually the midpoint here. Oh, right. We're going to build these first. Cool. That actually looks great. I'd like to be up a little bit higher when we view it too, so the platform here would maybe be about here. I might change that to be something quite dark. So maybe... That's weird. Is there two of them there? There we go. Oh, right. I can't change that. What if I do this? That's not bad either. There we go. Yep. Okay. And really the big sticking point is the inputs. We need to bring in copper down here. So let's move. We got lots of space underneath here. So let's not do this. Let's put the splitters for these. Well, one can go down the middle, but the other one has to go down the side. That's a merger. Splitter. That's right. Probably easiest just to use this. And then these are all Mark 1s. So that could be copper or aluminum. And then this, maybe we could run copper right down the middle. And that doesn't need to be clear. We can just do regular. Like that. So that's copper. Aluminum. Yeah, that'll work. Now, yeah, I like the position of these. So the question is just what I want to do with the foundations here. I think I need to move that. Why is that off? So put that there. Get everything back on track. And we want these to go to here. Yes. Oh, so this can just be straight normal. That makes my life easier. I'm going to change the build color though. I think it's this one. Nope, this one. Right, so then we just need 6 of these according to my spreadsheet. And I don't see any reason why we can't just put them all together. Why is it not? Oh, can't forget about power. Does this all fit nicely? It does if I push it. So got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's facing the wrong way. So I think what I'll do is put this over here. Have that be in the middle. And then just have this lined up like that. I don't know if that's going to be helpful down the line. It means that we could potentially have walkways here if we wanted to. I mean, sure, that's kind of cool. Kind of boxes in the whole thing. I kind of like that. It's a little weird on this side, but not awful. We could also do that thing with angled walls. Now this would be worth making a blueprint for if we ever needed to. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. This could also look really cool if it was asphalt. Although, maybe not. Yeah, I like that spacing, just because it does give us some potential opportunity. And plus it's a nice tidy end, I think, on this side. I mean, I could nudge it over just a little bit so that it's actually within the space, and then we have this as a clear path. And I don't know whether that needs to be there. I think it's just going to look nicer with the floor holes. So we'll do it this way. Did I not change this? Oh, I changed it to standard, and what I should have done was do coated concrete. That's what my problem was. Yeah, you see it even less with the standard change, yeah. Oh, that's a shadow from the roof. I was like, why did I not just paint that? Alright, so I'll remove this for now. So we can put in the floor holes. I guess I never thought all these machines should be gray. That is not lined up. Crap. What did I do wrong there? these not even? It's these ones. That should work. Go. No, no. What was it lining up with? That's why it was giving me the wrong green line. Yeah, that's totally what happened. It's lining it up with the constructor. Tricky. False. Wicked. Okay. Malevolent? Or just a giant pain in the butt. These are producing 30 per minute. Okay, that's also Mark 1. That is in the wrong spot. I was like, why won't that connect? All right, Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1. That's all good there. And yes, and yes. Okay. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1. And just this side to go. I don't know if I like these angled things. I think I'm going to get rid of them. I'll have to come up with something else. We also have to think about power. Okay, I won't mess with that because we might end up using that as a channel for a belt. I feel like we need to save that quote somewhere and make it a command. Context, there being no calculator for making things look good. That's actually a good command, yeah. And we can maybe quote Red Rum, you know? That would be a fun thing to do on the channel. If we've got someone that's part of the community that, hey, look, Ma, I'm famous. Nice. There's 2 quotes now. Although maybe that's not the most original there. If we have something like that happens, Cosmic, by all means, feel free to add it to a command as a quote and then credit the person that said it. That's how things like the Mighty Elkhorn was born, right? So these are 2 inputs. So I've got, this is always on the second input. So splitter on the second input there. And then this splitter just goes on this input. Too far. And now technically I don't need splitters at the end here, but it's just so much nicer to turn corners in tight spaces with splitters. That's not right. What were you lining up to? Cosmic Dancer gifted a tier 1 sub to Red Rum and Cokes. Thanks very much, Cosmic. Appreciate the support as always. Red Rum, I think you've been here long enough to know that we talk about the Discord and that you can now connect to it. Now that you have a Twitch sub. So this can now be belted up. So this needs 90, I think. Down the middle is going to be copper ingots is going to be simple. This is going to need 90, so that's going to be a Mark II. I need more plates. We'll do the middle first anyway. So this will be Mark I. And all I'm doing with the painting is making sure I know where the copper line is going. Let's move that back just a little bit. We might run into some issues here. With some belt work, so we'll see. We'll see what I need to do. That could be tricky. That's not going to be helpful. Yeah, I forgot about that. Three inputs here, but two different materials. And they can't overlap. I mean, they can. I just don't want them to. He'd like to thank the Academy. Nice. What was the name of the dinosaur? I missed the dinosaur reference? Okay. I need to address this before I get too deep into this. First, we need more reinforced iron plates. Oh, Thesaurus. Okay. I got the... I was like, I like dinosaurs. Why am I left out of the dinosaur conversation? Cheeky. Yeah, the more that I look at this, the more that I feel like this definitely needs to be continued. And it looks like it would be well concealed here. And now, oh no, wait, we need that to be open for this. Input here. It's got to come up. So we need a floor hole. This has to be 9180, I think. "30 aluminum ingots, 6 similars, 30 all-clad sheets per minute." So it's 180. It's Mark II. I might not be making enough of these. That did not connect to the floor hole, so we'll have to sort that out. And then here, it's either going to be a splitter or just a right-hand turn. Either way, I think we can just put the splitter in here and either use it or not use it. This feels really cool. Oh, that has to be lower. If we use it. Autosave. Makes note, do not leave Joel to dinosaur conversations. I really like dinosaurs. I've got a couple of Netflix documentaries I've been meaning to watch that look really cool. Okay, we have to think about inputs for this. All of the inputs for these have got to come in at the other end. So we've got lots of room here. So we should probably take the outputs, which are just Mark 1s, and send them that way. This needs to be a merger. And this is Mark II. And then this, that's copper. So we just need another merger here. Oh, interesting. It's not going to let us do that. So I've noticed that when you have a belt or a cable in tow, you cannot do sub-meter nudging with either the power poles or the belt poles, but you can do it when there's no belt attached to the hologram. So I'm hoping they smooth that out, because it kind of slows down your building considerably. That's a 1. Need this to be 2. Mark 2. So that's the export for that taken care of. Might as well put all of the recipes in. And I did the very bad thing, and I belted all that up before I hooked up the power. That was dumb. Crap. I think we're going to do the same thing we did over here. And then we'll have to do this right in line here. What does that look like underneath? Very doable. And these are a different color, I think. Yep. So even if we do that, I still want to do this first. I think that's right. Yep. Man, this hover pack makes things a lot easier. Number 2. Oh no. That was dumb. Can't see it. Good. I think that just needs to be replaced. Although, maybe what I'll do first is put in the other node. Thankfully, you can just kind of put them in thin air. Alright, that was not as painful as I thought it was going to be. That worked out well. Okay, now we just need to hook this up to the other one. That's dumb. So those will be powered. So the only thing that's left to puzzle out is how we're going to get the belt in here. So one of these, this one specifically probably, is going to be turning and coming down this way. So we're probably keeping all 9 of these where they are. So we can assume to give ourselves enough room, we might as well just run it right here. Right? That's where that is. That will connect up to here. So this is going to get split, and then we've got to find a way to get copper in here. So the idea would be pretty easy. We would split it probably right here, but then we've got to copper would have to cross the belt. So for example, come in here, that's a merger splitter. Let's just remove that for a second. Oh, wrong button. There's a lot of hotkeys, which is good. Like, I'm glad we have it. Think that'll run there? It might not. No. Alright, well then, for the sake of ease, I'm just going to run this right like this. And we'll put it mid-block, I guess. No, I need it to be at least this far away. Well, that works. Just doesn't reach. Just over by 1, not the end of the world. So this one belt comes in here, and then it gets split. that way. And this way. But right away you'll see the problem. Oh, too far. Goes here. Oh, come on. That was probably connected, but I want to make sure. There's order, yeah. Order and chaos. So like I said, this is going to split over here. But I need to get copper in there. So I guess what I need to do is run this belt. Run the other belt. That's going all the way down. This is running all the way down. This is running all the way down. No, it's not. Okay. What is this? Oh, that's a mistake. This goes here. Goes there. And then this connects to there. That's correct. Yes. So I've got the input for this here. The good news is we've got this... Well, no, lie. I have no access in there. I've completely closed it off unless I come in through there. But that is a floor hole. So yeah, I need to get sneaky about how we get copper in here. I don't think I want to do something underneath here because it's going to mess around with whatever I have going on here. That seems a little bit cheeky to just go underneath. So that becomes sort of a problem unless I use that lane. This lane was designed for output. What if that lane there was copied over here and we use that for input for copper? And then I could bring the copper in down through the top here. Oh man, that's going to be... I don't know how we would do that. It would have to be like in the corner. The sun's getting real low, it is indeed. Yeah, so a floor hole was going to come down. Could do that there, but then how do I get that turn? We're going to definitely be clipping in there if I do it that way. crap. That's so close to being a good solution. I mean, I know I can do this. I know I can cross the belts and it'll work, but I would be mad at myself. All right, I need to take another break. Thank you to Cosmic Dancer for the reminder. If you are just tuning in, I do take a break about once an hour, but you all get to ride the break train while that happens, and I get to reheat my coffee. I always forget to drink when I'm playing this game. I hit water on breaks, and then I refresh my actual drink. All right, I'll be back. So outside of bringing something along the ceiling, I still haven't figured out how to do this. We may have to go underneath. We may have to go underneath. Cosmic Dancer, thank you very much. And CJR Williams, RV Williams, excuse me. Thank you ever so much for the resub. That's a Prime sub, 26 months. Message was, thanks for creating such a great community, Joel. Stoked that it's been another month. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the kind words. Very much appreciated. And thanks for the heads up again, Cosmic. So yeah, I just don't know how we're going to get copper in here. So what I thought was I might be able to bring it in from the side, but that's just not a thing. So I can at least finish hooking up the power. I'm going to do these beam things on this side. And then we'll go down here. That looks better. And this way, I'd say that's where we want it. Thankfully, they give you this little lightning bolt that you can move around, which is nice. Last one. Got that part right. And man, the lock hologram makes everything easier. Absolutely everything. Let's just continue what we did here. Easier to do it at this point. Such a satisfying zap when you hook that stuff up. Okay, so they all have power, they all have the recipe. The only thing that I have not been able to do is figure out a way to hook up copper. What I was thinking about doing before the break was this. Right? And we could drop a floor hole down here. And it would not be pretty. We could maybe weasel it that way. But even then, no. So that's really not going to work. this is going to be the same height. So I could remove this. That's going to be sealed up. And does this even connect? I should check that. Yep, that works. And if I put a floor hole... No, that's not going to work either. I could try really sketchy stuff like this, and how would that work now? Autosave lag. So that gets us in there, right? That gets us that far. And then we can just get rid of this. And if I could make a floor hole work there. That's going to be way too high. Unless... What is going on there? Does that work? No. That's cheating. But I might take it. I might take it if that works. That actually works. I'm not sure how we get anything in there though. Felt the shocked face from here. Yeah. What I thought I was going to have to do was go like underneath this. Right? Which is not impossible. We could still technically kind of hide it. Problem, of course, there is that I can't get that floor hole to line up. I want to do this, right? Right, like that gets all twisty for whatever reason. There are definitely some things in the game that I wish they would fix. I know they had some engine stuff, but like there's some gameplay bugs that I think really should be a priority. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Well, it doesn't have to come in through here. If I can get it up that high, then all that has to happen is I just have to make sure that this... I just have to move this, right? As long as that clears it, then we should be good. So that'll solve that problem. We'll bring the copper in here. And I'll do this a little bit tighter. So that's it. We just had to go up and over in a way that was a little bit more finicky. So there is our copper input. And we'll run that down there. Again, looks a little bit weird, but as long as they're not overlapping, then I'm fine with that. Okay, so the last thing is balancing all of these belts and getting them to go into this. And so I need to take 4 rows and condense them down into one. So the way that that looks in splitter form is, and this might be worth making a blueprint for, have to have a merger. So that's going to be our final merger. And then we've got to get 4 lines down to 1. So we could do that. And then there's our 4 inputs, right? We've got so that, and then 1 comes out. And then these just connect that way. But I feel like there might be a more compact way to do this. Sure, we've got nudging and things like that, but I'm wondering if I don't want to. It's hard when you don't want to go vertical, right? That makes it difficult. But that overall, that was only 3 blocks of space. That wasn't too bad. Let's move this to the middle. And if this was actually here, that's going to be there. But that has an input there too. So 1, 2. I really only need 2 of these, don't I? Oh, come on. Oh, that's facing the wrong way. So that's 4 lines down to 1 line. Not terrible. Is there a wall hole in the floor? Pull off center. I don't know what you mean, Rum. So again, we could even touch those a little closer. The thing is to do is you would want to do this in like a blueprint. Right? So that they're going to be coming in from the right. So this is probably going to want to be something we turn around. And then you have to just do a cheeky little connection there. So that gets the whole thing down to just 2 tiles wide. Yeah. Okay. That's doable. It was a while ago? Okay, sorry. I do get very involved, and then I have a hard time sorting it all out. So I guess the issue then becomes like, how do we get all these belts? So I really only need 2 tiles. And so let's just use our little paint gun here. So that's the input, and those are the 2 tiles. And then the input is there, and then we've got another 2 tiles there. So that's possible, and I could probably do that if this wasn't being so dumb. So that's the output there. Now if I put the splitter here, murder, sorry, then we've got, how did I do it that way? No, I needed both of these inputs. This has to be on the side here. So that's coming in from the wrong side. Oh, wait a minute. Which way is which? Oh, those are not... those are blocked. Hold on. Before I get confused and do something dumb, let's do the whole sign thing. Nope. Cancel image, monochrome. Nothing goes in there. Bad. Do not load. So that means that I would have access to this side of this splitter. It just has to be farther out. So that could take 3. Either way, we have to go wide with it. So it has to come out into this tile. These 2 have to be 2 sideways. And that's fine. But then I can't line them up next to one another. So we need like all 4 of these spaces for the loading. Unless instead of having 9 lanes of traffic coming through here, I condense them before they go across. So if I do that, then we're going to have 4 or 5 belts, which could look cool into itself. If we did, right, do a lane there. 4 fits on a tile. And then we just hide the 5th one. And then over here, they only have to be merged twice. Like all we would need is just one merger. It'd have a lane there, and then an outline going that way. That is probably going to save me a lot of work and a lot of headache to actually have that set up. So what would that look like over here? I'd probably use this section. Or actually, probably this one. Yeah, so we'd have 4 belts coming through there. I would do the first 2 and then loop them around. And then that 5th belt would be hidden. Okay. Alright, so we've got to condense these down. I think my dream of having a very cool 9 wide kind of like floor cascade of ingots is not going to work. What was that color drop down you did? Save those are they preset? No, those you can make your own. So if you go into your color selector and then you hit edit under the load preset, you can also save. There's a little save button there. I feel like this load preset button does not need to be this big, but it's because you can name them. So quartz, iron, limestone. I got a couple that I have to delete, right? So like, for example, sulfur 2, I could just get rid of it. Right? And then that's a weird sulfur 2. They were bugged for a little while and they didn't work. That's why I've got doubles. So you can save specific colors, which is good. You can drop hex codes in, which is fun. Yeah, and then you can assign those to these. The problems with these, I find, is that you can't move them around. Like, I'd like to be able to drag these and have all my grays next to each other and have my colors in the right order and all that kind of stuff. So, and then right now you can't do default building with the custom swatch because this custom swatch, it comes out black if you try to default build with it, so you're limited that way. You're limited that way. I mean, I could do the whole thing. I really want to do something like this. Because we could do 4. Or 8, rather. Yeah. You know what? Let's just do it. I mean, if I just hit everything, then it really wouldn't matter. Right? Right now, everything is just happening down here. I do like to see the export of a floor, though. Especially if over here we could have it coming in. That would be cool. And where would that be? That would be happening on the wall there. Yeah, once again, design is getting in the way. But I think what I need to do is I need to start visualizing this. So this is unfortunately the part where I need to start smashing some of this down. So, I'm not sure what to do. Should I just let the machines back up, or should I shut down production downstairs? Like power it down? Any thoughts from anybody that's experienced in the chat? Casual Nerding, hello there, welcome in. Fellow Satisfactory Nut checking in. Well, appreciate it. So here's a question. I need to rebelt all this nonsense because it was just temporary. Should I power down my aluminum, or should I let it back up and potentially cause problems? Just let it back up. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that's fair. I think I'd rather back it up because it's a manifold, so it would take forever to get back up and going again. Yeah, the third dimension in this game is what I really like about it. I really like this. I tried Factorio, and I thought it was cool looking, but I don't like games where I have to defend the base. I don't want to spend all this time and then have something come along and try to destroy it. So, alright, we're just going to let her back up. Let's just take all of this down. My inventory is probably going to fill up. So, with all of this gone, it's going to be a lot quieter here, which is nice. So there's our source material, and we need merger facing in there, and another one right next to it. And those belts were not hooked up. That's fine. So these would be going around. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one would be coming down. And then each one of these would be doing the same thing. So it would be roughly there. Now does that... Oh my gosh, that actually works. Okay. So it'd be, we'd have to change them into the right direction. That's the fourth one, not this one. It would be here. So this goes... So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is going to go there. So we'll work that out later. And then these 4 are going to go there. There. Nope. Why is that not working? Because I have this turned sideways, don't I? One, 2, 3. Yeah. This needs to be here. All right. That goes like that. This goes all the way around. This is madness. I mean, whatever. It's going to be under the floor. But that's the 4 to 2, or 4 to 1 coming down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then these have got to go somewhere. So they won't be able to come into the room there. They'd have to come into the room here. Because all this is going to be floor. So imagine those would just be coming in like lower. So yeah, we'd have to bring them in over here. There's just no other way to do it. And I don't want to lose my hallway. And I much prefer that to be there than in the corner. This is update 8, yeah. Yeah, working on update 8. It is 269.772, so it's the latest patch. They did a hot fix last week. So the thing is, we know we can fit 4 belts here, and I think that is what's going to push me to condense these over on this side. Instead of having 9, we're going to have 4, well, 5. We'll condense 8 of these down into 4 belts, and then we'll just have the 4 running in through here, because then I only need 1 of these. It'll be a lot simpler. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna have to sacrifice this was a cool idea, but I just don't see it working. All right, so the first bit of this is going to be this one and that one have to combine into 1 belt. And I want that to go across here. So what I'll probably end up doing is flipping these around. And all of these are stuttering and stopping now. We'll have 4 belts. And they'll come in roughly there. And the cool thing is we don't need to have them come into floor holes. We can just have them go through this, because it's going to be underneath the floor. I don't think I'm going to do that. I could always add that in later, because you can't see it anyway. Unless I put it up into the ceiling and we did some sort of like drop floor up here. And that's not impossible. And what am I working on right now? Sorry, casual nerding. I keep on missing comments. Yeah, so we redid our aluminum. Here, I'll give you a quick look-see. I'm gonna go down this way. So I've got, it's 1950, but I've got 1800 bauxite coming into aluminum production. It's all designed and finished down here. It's not running at 100%, but we're really close. And I previously was not making this much. So obviously I left some things open because we were still working through the logistics. But the finished aluminum down here is going upstairs. And then we have the smelting, which you probably would have seen. This way? That's our old aluminum there. So here's the aluminum smelting. So the scrap comes up and goes in here. And we're trying to take the aluminum ingots and move them over to do casing and sheets. And this is everything. Like this is, we make all the casing and we make a little bit of sheets at the back. The casing is going to come through here on the way out. And then the sheets are going to come down here on the way out. And then we're going to have another lane like that over here. And that's going to be the copper on the way in. So it's going to look pretty cool. And that seems to be what's causing the problems for me right now, is me trying to make it look cool. Thanks. It's all part of this big Devastator factory. We're modeling it after the transformer combiner. That's why it's all green and purple. So we've got a lot of cool stuff happening here, and this stuff is going to be a really cool export. Now we can basically take it wherever. We can have it come out probably right here to kind of mirror what's happening here. We're probably going to bring the aluminum out here, and then we'll attach it to a line and have it go down the way. And you can see we've got room here on the main bus for aluminum. So I'm not sure what it's going to be turned into. Casings are probably going to go over there, but we'll see. I've got about 1,000 hours in the save right now. And it's been a couple of years. Like I've not been playing consistently. I've taken breaks when an update would make my computer chug, or I've been caught up in like Minecraft or other games. I played Starfield for a while until I got fed up with that game being unfinished. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be coming in through there. So really it'll be, these two lines are going to go down there. These two lines are going to go there and there, but they're going to come from here. Essentially. Yeah, we can snake them in the wall. Probably what we'll end up doing. So that's 4. And so to get these all together, what I'm envisioning is something like this. Where we take this section and just go down by 1. Or actually, maybe we'll go down the full. Seeing as these have to take up the space anyway. I guess I should have left those in. Oh, right. We can't do that if I do 4 on one belt. That's why I wanted to do like 6 or 8 or something. Right. So I wanted to combine this together. Bring this back around. Nope. So the idea we'd have 4 belts on the floor like that, but then you really can't see them. So I don't know. I guess we could make this glass too. And then have... yeah, the more I think about this, the more of a pain in the butt it is. Are you planning a I've reached 1,000 hours in the save tour? I think I need to do more decoration first before I show it off. That's my hang up, is I get caught up on things like this, but aluminum is the last tier that we need to get really rolling, right? So I guess what I should do is try to just get this functioning quickly. Because I don't know what my visual solution is going to be here. So let's turn this guy around. And I guess we'll use this tile. Gonna be hard to find later. What are these? 180 a piece? No. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 360. That's combining into a very big line. Am I doing this wrong? Each one of these was already 360? And this needs 90 times 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That needs 720. So this 100% needs a full line here. So I need to combine 360 and 360 to make 720. This is a ton of material. My gosh. So then I don't need to separate them all. Why do I have 9 lines if they're all combined? I am doing something wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 30 times 6 is 180. 180 times 2 is 360. So this is a 360. And I just needed to combine it with one more, which I'm doing over there. I have done something wrong. So we've got 54 smelters. I've got 9 rows of 6, not 6 rows of 9. And it takes 60 aluminum scrap and it pops out 30 aluminum scrap, which is 1620. And right now I've got 1 belt coming off of each, which is... So 1620 is wrong. Right? That's the wrong number. 54 times 30. No, that's 1620. They're not 180 belts, though. Is 9. How do I have 9 belts when this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. But I'm combining the output here. I've got mergers already. So I shouldn't have 9 lines down here. I should only have like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why do I have 9? I'm confused. Oh, these aren't merging here. It looks that goes left. This is just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 180s. Okay. Never mind. So that's what tipped me off. That's a Mark III. It's not supposed to be a Mark III. That's what was confusing me. Right. These only go into here. Those go that way. That's the input. Right. That's the back. Been a long day. Right. So that's 180. That should be a Mark II. Which means this should be a Mark II. So that's... what did I say? Yeah. 30 times 6 is 180. So they combine into a single line. And that's supposed to be 360. Which is not that. That has to be a bigger line. Yeah, I can't do what I wanted to do here anyway. So I might as well just run these across. Do I want to plant anything here? It's only going to be, what's going to be 5 lines? So then this will be the first. Is that going the wrong way? That's going the wrong way. Oh, this is going the wrong way. I thought I replaced that already. Okay, these don't need to go back there. If I'm not going to see any of this, we can just combine these into the floor. This will be Mark II. So that will go across there, and then we'll have these other lines. Those are not going to exist. These will be here. I may have to turn that around. So those will stay where they are. These will disappear there and there. Thanks, Cosmic. I think I'm just going to try to push through a little bit, see what I can get done. These two will have to combine somewhere. I feel like I've got room to do that here. Oh, that didn't work. Wrong side. Right, so that's that guy. So then we'll combine the next two. And probably easiest just to line this up as best we can. Feel like that makes sense. And then we'll just turn that there. And then this will just come down here. Right. So that's Mark II, going into a Mark. Do they need to be Mark 3s or 4s? 360. They need to be Mark 4s. Glad I caught that. Do the math again. 30 times 6 is 180. 180. 180 combined with another 180. 360. Yeah, that needs to be a Mark 4. Make sure these lifts are also 4. That's 1, 2, 3. And then I just have these other ones left to do. And this last one will stay on its own. So it's just this one. This is going to get removed entirely because that guy got removed entirely. So we need this to go in this position here. And then this is too close. So that's the right guy there, and then this needs to be Mark 4. But that's the wrong belt. Crap. That needs to go in this one. How do I want to do this? I could snake this back. Yep. What I'll do. Alright, so this won't be as pretty, but it'll work. Oh, come on. That will go there. This one will go to this one. Reconnect this. And then this one was combined, and now I just have to move it over to here. No, that's wrong. Sometimes these things, they snap to just too many things. You'd expect them to be a little bit more intuitive, but I guess you'd probably want more subtlety than less. That's that line. This is just a whole lot of nothing. And then this final line is not going to be combined with anything. This just needs to be its own thing, which is 180. And we're sending this into the end, which is this one. Nativa, thanks very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Too far. Nope, not too far. I don't have enough plates. There's always something right when you're trying to finish things up. It's funny, like, you don't usually use a lot of Mark II belts when you're at this stage of the game, so I forget how much belt work takes up your plates. And usually at this stage you're using a lot of aluminum, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I thought that could reach. I'll leave that as a Mark IV. So that's one little line, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 fat lines. And that combines into those. So our 4 fat lines are going to come in here. Oh, autosave. Good job, I have a lot of stuff. Yep. It's one of those things, it's just like endgame Minecraft. When you get to the point where you are no longer scrambling for power in this game, you feel really good. And then when you get to the point where you're not worried about your inventory, like running out of the thing that you need for basic things, it also becomes a game changer. Alright, I'm going to worry about the aesthetics later. All I need to do here is just bring these down. Mark IV goes that way. You can only fit 3. That's fine. Nope. That's 1, 2, 3. Fourth will just come in, I guess, straight. That will be under the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Could do there. So the first 2 have got to hit this one. Oh, now I'm leaving stuff. Oh, it's all the ingots. That's my problem. So that's 5. That's going over that way. I'm really gonna have to double check this math. And these 2... That's 1. That's 2. And then these other 2 will go down there. Nope, that didn't work. Right, so that goes in here, the big line. I feel like there should be more flowing here. Oh, right. So we've got... There's our lines. And then I just need to take this line and run it down the whole thing. I think that's good. I think this should work now. I mean, I haven't run the copper yet, so there's that too. It was more about getting the aluminum sorted. Did I get the box of shame? I think I got it, right? Yeah. So this is why we build under the floor, right? Because that's just a little bit wild. So this is no longer going to be anything cool to look at. I might be able to come up with something later. We've kept that for now. But that's going to be dumb, and so is this. We can just use a door. They never stay open even though they're supposed to. So right now, that's what we've got going on for an indication that things are traveling from here to there. This is all going to be just in the wall and hidden because all of this is going to be under the floor. And then we just have to deal with the output. And of course the copper. And that's just coming in here. And that will be run along a trench like that one. So we didn't quite get to the finish line, but the hard decision of what to do with the loading, I think, is done. So what's happening is we've got 1620 aluminum. We're breaking that down from 9 lines into 5. Each one of these has got 720 on it. No, not 720. Each one of these has got 360 on it. And then this last one has got 180. The 180 comes in here and goes all the way down to these assemblers, because they don't need very much. They only need 30 each. That's the 180. And then these other ones, 2 lines of 360 get combined into 720 here, and then 2 lines of 360 get combined into 720 there. That's because these monsters need 90 times 8 per minute, which is 720. Then they are kicking out casing. That's going to come down these lines towards me, and then we're going to find a cool way to send it out into the main bus, sort of like what we've got going on over there. We'll make it look cool. This copper coming up here is no longer needed, so that's just not even a thing that has to happen. because the copper is actually going to go down there. That's our old sheet factory, and we were making way more than we needed. What we really needed was a lot more of these. So the copper will come in through here. This is going to be the floor. Right, so copper is already coming in under the floor. That's good. And then we'll just line everything up. So really the only thing left to do is just figure out what's happening with this. Right, like is that going to go under the floor? I guess it could at that point, right? We could have this come in and hit a floor hole, you know, and get sucked under. That could be kind of fun. Where's my... Don't remember how many of these are doing. 60 per minute times 9. So it's Mark 4. Right, so that could be how we do that. And I don't know, maybe we want to see it like that. I always forget about the double click. So we'll figure out the spacing for that. That could be our output, and then that goes over there, but we could easily send it out here, right? Along with the output from this could both be sent out through a double hole right there. So you can see that everything's coming together. I'm glad I left myself enough space here, because all of a sudden this feels kind of tight. We might want to try and move some stuff here. Like I could take these in here if I rotated these lines tighter and brought them in around and got them out of this belt lane and just moved them in down there. That's probably what I'm going to do. So yeah, it takes a lot longer to make things look really good, but I feel like the reward is just too cool when you have like this kind of a setup versus just belts everywhere. You know, like, I mean, this looks cool in its own right, but when you're trying to do more of a sci-fi transformer looking thing, I feel like this is coming together and it's a little bit more fun. Not to knock anybody that does it this way. I'm just saying for me, the added challenge is to make things designed and look really cool. So, yeah. All right, folks. That's where I'm going to wrap things up. We're going to take a look and see who else is streaming Satisfactory. Barring that, I can send you to somebody else playing Minecraft. But I really appreciate everyone hanging out today. Thanks ever so much. Cosmic Dancer with 1,000 bits. This is the automated Cosmic Wellness bot letting you know it's been 90 minutes since your last break. With 1,000 bits. That's like writing you need to take a break on like a pool noodle and beating me over the head with it. Cosmic, thank you so much for the awesome support. And thanks for modding. Thanks for picking up after Sandy had to go. Shout out to Sandy and big thanks to Sandy, of course, as well. We're going to raid Total Eclipse. They're playing Satisfactory unless they are about to wrap up, but I think they should be good. They're up late, but that should be good. We'll send everybody over to Total, and make sure you follow Total on YouTube as well. Great advice, great videos. Chances are if you're a Satisfactory player, you're aware of who Total Eclipse is, but just in case you're not, make sure you drop them a follow before you take off. I'm going to be back again tomorrow. The plan is probably still 1 o'clock, but I'll let everybody know if I decide to stream early. It's been a long day today, so I'm probably going to stick to Minecraft. You can, of course, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Joel Duggan, very easy to find. And you can check out things like joelduggan.com for links to everything. You can check out the Citadel Cafe podcast, the Spawn Trunks podcast, and last but not least, my Patreon, which is how I support myself, in addition to Twitch, for this stuff. So check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. I very much appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for being here. Check out the VODs on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube if you want to catch up on this entire build. The whole thing has been saved on YouTube. So I will see you folks tomorrow. Have a fantastic Saturday. Bye for now.